What is up? What it do? Episode 32. What it do? 32. Man, really excited to be with you guys today. It is the Podfather, Alex Gullett, Coach Frank, Teach Paul Nelson. What is up, gentlemen? You guys doing all right today?
Yeah, man, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn about one of the most interesting things I think we could talk about right now. This topic. I'm ready for you, Podfather. I am interested in your knowledge.
We're gonna do it. Teach, how you doing?
Podfather predictions are slowly becoming like, all right, where's his head gonna be? What's he gonna say? What am I gonna listen? I'm trying to get we have not gotten one team exactly right yet. So this was my goal.
What I know, what I figured out in life by 40, sometimes you need a good PP. Sometimes you need a good PP. A Podfather prediction, okay? That's what we're getting. That's what we're doing. Speaking of 32, I want to throw out a couple names for you. How about maybe the greatest to ever do it? Jim Brown, 32, Cleveland Browns. Love it. How about O.J. Simpson? Glove didn't fit, still a great running back, right? Still a great running back. It's like saying R. Kelly wasn't a great singer. R. Kelly was a great singer, okay? Well, we got to separate the two. Mm-hmm. And how about Marcus Allen? That's never overshadowed by Bo Jackson. Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
It's a good one. That's a great one. Appreciate the notes, Teach. I got to give it to you.
Where did Jim Brown play again?
Everywhere. Cleveland. Cleveland.
They named the team after him.
Oh, you guys stop it. Are you guys ready for this? So last week, we did the AFC West. The week before that, we did the AFC East. This week, as promised, the AFC North. Mm-mm. And I've got to tell you guys, this may be one of the hardest divisions in football to predict. But fear not, I got it right, and I've got it here with me, okay? So we're going to go over that today. I want to give you guys a few tidbits. I want to catch you up to where we're at. I want to throw a few reminders out there for you. So far, division winners. The Bills sit at 12-5 right now atop the AFC. AFC West winners were the Chiefs at 11-6. So right now, your Buffalo Bills got home field advantage. They got a bye week.
Listen, your lips to God's ears. Your lips to God's ears.
So a few things I need you guys to know outside of that. The AFC North this year plays the entire AFC South, which will be next week. And one opponent each from the AFC East and the AFC East and the NFC North. Okay? And AFC West. So, again, I think one of the hardest divisions in football to think about. I want to start out now. Let's get it rolling. Are you guys ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So let's start with the Bengals. And what I want to know up front, okay, hearing the name Cincinnati Bengals, knowing what you know, give me your prediction on the Cincinnati Bengals. Teach, I'll go to you first.
So I have the Bengals at 10-7. This is an extremely hard division. This is probably the second hardest division besides the AFC East. I think that their offensive line struggles are going to continue. I don't know who their running back is, whether they're going to go to Joe Mixon or hand the ball to Samaje Perine. One thing I do know is that Joe Burrow is good, and this wide receiving core cannot be stopped.
Great. Coach, what do you got?
Knowing that Joe Burrow he's all world. He's special. The wide receiving core is amazing. They had a good pickup on the offensive line. It doesn't matter who runs the ball, apparently, for them. And with that knowledge, I'm going 13-4.
Wow.
That's my prediction. 13-4. Knowing that I ride with Pat. I ride with Mahomes, but I think that the way their schedule is set up, I have a 13-4 record. I think they're going to get hot and stay hot.
Lamar, too.
13-4. Wow. So we have 10-7, 13-4. Here's what I'm going to say. I think my biggest things for Cincinnati is Joe Burrow going to continue to grow? Whether he grows or not, I think he's still the second best quarterback we're going to talk about during this entire series, right? As we go through it, we talked about Patty Mahomes already. We're talking about Joe Burrow, and there's a steep fall off at number 3, Trevor Lawrence, right? We'll get to him shortly, right? And so, plus, I love the addition of Orlando Brown. Might I add?
Yeah.
Might I?
Can I just Orlando
Yeah.
Brown's good, and Jonah Williams is pissed, but I saw that they had him back in camp just like you said they would. So, yep, you're spot on.
I want to throw this at you guys too. Number 20 strength of schedule. So all of that being said, DraftKings has them at 11.5 over under. So Teach, you took the under. Coach, you definitely took the over. Okay. Last year they finished 12-4. We all remember how it ended. It ended on the crazy hit out of bounds in Kansas City, which was nuts, wild. We made a short about it actually. Like, is this the worst playoff thing I've ever seen? It was wild. All of that being said, I had the Bengals at 11-6. I'm also taking the under on Cincinnati. Can't take the over. I've got them at 11-6. I know the 20th strength of schedule. I know the additions. It is a super tough division. They're playing the Ravens. They're playing the Steelers. They got the Seahawks, the Bills this year, the Vikings, the Browns, the 49ers, the Chiefs. Tough schedule.
They're not the only team, vying for Ohio supremacy either.
They're not. No. We'll talk about another one. We're talking about another one right now. So mine is 11-6. I got it right. Mark it down. Write it down right now. Okay?
So close.
Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Since they're not the only team vying for supremacy, we have to talk about Cleveland. And listen, this Browns team, I'm not even going to say anything yet. You guys decipher it on your own. What I want to know is when you hear Cleveland Browns, the dog pound, where are you going? I'm going to start you out with DraftKings has it at 9.5. DraftKings have it at 9.5. Teach, where do you have Cleveland going?
So I think Deshaun Watson, a full year workout is going to be beneficial. Obviously, Coach Kevin Stefanski is probably playing for his job, but I think there's finally some stability in Cleveland. I think this is a sneaky Nuke Hopkins destination, but I still have him under. I have him 9-8, which is still a step forward for the Cleveland Browns.
Wow, taking the under again. You're on a trend.
I am.
Coach, Cleveland thoughts?
I think Cleveland is going to be. They had a good team last year. Defense stout. Deshaun's going to get better. It's not if, it's when. I was leaning towards a 9-8 record, but I'm really thinking, watching their schedule, they have some tricky games on the road, and their home games they have some tough home games. I'm going to go. They have a 7. I think they're a great team. Don't get us twisted, but I think they finished 7-10.
Wow, this is so crazy. So we had 9-8, we had 7-10. Now I'm gonna tell you how it really plays out, and these are the reasons why. Okay, Watson back after a full off season. I think that's going to help. Okay, number 16 is where their strength of schedule is. So they're right in the middle of the pack. The strength of schedule, which is kind of where I think Cleveland is as a team. They're kind of middle of the pack, right? I think it vies well for them. I think coaching is a big question. Last year, they were 7-10. I think there's a slight improvement this year, but I have them, after all we discussed, at 9-8, at 8-9. I have them at 8-9. So I have, sorry, Teach, you had them at 9-8. I have them at 8-9. Coach had them at 7-10. I fall right in the middle. You guys, it's almost like we've done this before, right? And so I think we're very close, almost 3 for 3. But every one of us, we are 3 for 3 in taking the under. So if you're looking to make a bet, you're looking to do something, we are 3 for 3 on the under here at the 3 for 3 podcast.
They got a
Cleveland
road game against the Los Angeles Rams that I think is the difference from them being 8-9. So I literally was like, man, in Los Angeles, McVay coming back, Stafford another year. The Rams had a horrible record last year, but I think that's one of those ones they could win it or they could lose it, and that could be in that one game. And
I'm going to tell you where I think they trip up. We already know the division, right? They're going to play the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers. Like they're going to beat each other up. But then on top of that, they have the Seahawks, who I think are a better team. They have the Rams, who I think this year healthy could be a better team. They have the Jaguars, who I think are very close. The 49ers, the Jets. That's the reason I have them at the 8-9. That's where it's at.
I think also we have to talk about Nick Chubb. I mean, this team seems to go with Kevin Stefanski being a run game guy, whether Nick Chubb finishes the season or not. He always gets beat up and they have to sit him and somebody else. And what's sad is with this great running game in Cleveland, that they're probably not the best running team in the division.
Right. Correct. Absolutely. Because that goes down to the next one. The next one we're going to talk about. Maybe the best running team in the NFL based on who their quarterback is. I hate to say quarterback because I don't believe he's a quarterback. I think he's a running back. And he just got paid. We're going to go. The Baltimore Ravens is where we're going to make our next stop. Okay. So the Baltimore Ravens, just to tee you up, guys, Harbaugh's back. We had that debacle in the offseason. Lamar's long-term. OBJ, welcome to Baltimore. My biggest question that I put here is, what's the next excuse? Okay.
I have it. I have the next excuse.
So I want to ask you now. Last year, they finished 10-7, but we all know no wide receivers. Lamar was injured. DraftKings has them at 9.5 this year. Tell me where you have the Baltimore Ravens.
So like you said, Lamar got paid. My question for that is he willing to play through pain? Is he willing to play through injury? Nobody's 100% at all after week 1. So I don't know that he is. He hasn't shown that he can play more than 12 games in the last 3 seasons. I think where the scapegoat falls is new offensive coordinator Todd Monken, who's coming from University of Georgia. Running the ball is going to be key to this offense. It's going to take a season for them to fully integrate everything that Todd Monken wants to do. So that's why I think they finished 7-10. So I'm hammering the under.
7-10. All right, you're hammering the under again. The trend is alive. Coach, what are your thoughts?
I think that they also, again, they have the 21th ranked strength of schedule. Not to mean to take your notes away from what you got down. And I'm looking at their season. I went over the record. 7-10. I just don't know with this team. You don't know what's going to happen. At what time? When is Lamar going to get hurt? And that's always going to be a question the rest of his career. And depending on the time, they could finish as high as 11 wins or as low as 5 wins. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule going, this could be crazy. I'm going to go ahead and stick with them. I'm going to go with 10-7. I think that they match the same record they had last year. And I think that that's with a healthy Lamar.
So you're 10-7. Teach your what?
7-10.
You're 7-10. So you guys flipped it. That's what I thought. And you said you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Correct, Coach, but I do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you how this is going to play out for the Ravens. So I'm looking at their schedule. Bengals, Browns, Steelers. They got a few gimmies, the Texans, the Colts, but then they got to play the Rams and the Seahawks and the Dolphins. And the Lions are tricky. Don't sleep on the Detroit Lions this year, okay? And then away, it gets even worse away because they got the Jaguars, the Niners, the Chargers. Man, that's tough. That's tough places to go. So I have the Baltimore Ravens at 9-8. I have them at 9-8. I also am taking the under. So, Frank, you took the over. Teach and I were on the under. I have them at 9-8. So far, recap: Bengals at 11-6, Browns at 8-9, Ravens at 9-8. Final thoughts on the Ravens? Anything? 30 seconds.
Ride or die. Ride or die with Lamar. It could be the reason they could win 11 or win 5. See what happens.
So, from a team that I predict to go 9-8 to the team that never goes below 9-8, right? The coach that never does it. He's never going to go below 500. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Mike Tomlin. I'm talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I want to tee it up for you guys really quick. DraftKings has them at 8.5. The lowest of the whole division. I think we know why. They're young. Kenny Pickett, second year. Matt Canada. Was there a worse offensive coordinator besides that debacle in New England last year?
Baltimore.
Maybe in Baltimore, yeah. Good one. Maybe in Baltimore. My
Take
big
that,
question.
Greg Roman.
Yeah,
Hate
take
'em.
that, Greg Roman. My big question for Pittsburgh, and you guys tell me if you agree or not. Last year in fantasy, Najee Harris again was a top 10 projected pick and completely screwed the pooch.
All-time
did.
dud.
All-time dud. I know it because
All-time.
I drafted him. I had to trade him to coach.
Yeah, they
Right?
took him.
You
Yeah.
did. I completely fed him to you. But what I do know is TJ Watt's coming back healthy. Tomlin's still the head coach. Kenny Pickett gets year 2. Pickens is in year 2. I think they have some young studs. DraftKings has them at 8.5. Teach, give me your thoughts on Pittsburgh.
So, initial thoughts again. Pickett in year 2, he really showed a lot of moxie that last third of the season. Najee Harris can't be worse. You know, he can't be worse. I loved what they did in the draft. Drafting Broderick Jones out of Georgia, offensive tackle, road grader. I loved picking up Joey Porter Jr. as family ties. And then I loved the tight end, Darnell Washington is a huge, massive guy.
Huge.
So I think that's going to help Pickett as well. I always trust Pittsburgh to turn out wide receivers. I'm going to save a final thought, my favorite thing about him for final thoughts. But DraftKings was what?
8.5.
This is just a trend. No, I'm hammering the over. We're going 10-7 in Pittsburgh. I think this is the year. This is a tough division. I think Mike Tomlin finishes above 500 and he gives himself wiggle room. 10-7.
Love that. Coach, what do you got?
I'm staring at their schedule. Man, it's tough. Like I know the Bills division, the AFC East is tough. It's tough, but this schedule is crazy, and this team being what they are, and I just don't have faith in Pickett. I'm gonna go where no man has gone before. I'm gonna go where they went. No, they win. They go 5-12.
Wow.
They don't even smell 500. They don't even
Tomlin.
sniff it.
Wow.
Tomlin's
Wow.
exit.
See you later, Tomlin.
Yeah.
He
So-
goes to
5 and
college.
12. Yeah.
So that's crazy.
It is.
That's wild. But I love it for you. I really do. Number 8 strength of schedule at Pittsburgh. So you're right. The strength of schedule is really tough. But I want to name some teams that I think are winnable games for Pittsburgh. Browns, Titans, Cardinals, Packers. Okay. Texans, Colts, Raiders. And then the rest of them are division games, right? Like they take the Brown one out, but the division games, I mean, they're always up in the air, right?
Patriots is winnable.
Yeah.
I think
I think so
8.
too. As long as Hopkins doesn't go to save Mac Jones's career, you know what I mean? Like, which is he was on a picture with Judon, but I can't take away from Pittsburgh right now. Okay, I can't take away from Pittsburgh right now, based on what I've told you guys, and really having faith in who Mike Tomlin is as a coach.
9-8.
I'm going 9-8.
Oh,
Taking
man.
the over.
I almost picked that. God.
I'm going 9-8. That's the way it's going to go. And so, recap for you guys what this division is going to look like. You're going to have Bengals winning the division at 11-6. Then you're going to have the Ravens coming in second at 9-8. The Steelers following the Ravens at 9-8 also. And then you're going to have the Browns bringing up the bottom of the division at 8-9. But that's a super solid division. Only one team
Crazy.
under 500.
I don't want to play them. Any of them.
I know. No, it's tough. It's tough. But I don't want to end it yet. I got to ask you guys this because I think this is a really important question. And I'm going to go to you first, Teach. Now that we've discussed some of the
Well, can I talk about the Steelers? One last thing. My favorite thing about the Steelers.
yes,
First of all, Coach, we got to be better. We're forever making picks with Podfather. So
We are.
I guess we'll see who's right. But listen, nicknames are great. Love nicknames. One of my favorite thing. Coach Frank LaFada, the Podfather himself, Alex Skelet, right? Pittsburgh used to have the Steel Curtain. right? They used to have a steel curtain. Washington had the Hogs, right? The offensive line. Local radio guys in Pittsburgh developed the name after drafting Broderick Jones. So what's the name of the offensive line now for Pittsburgh? The picket fence, baby.
Love
We've
it.
constructed the picket fence.
I
There's
love that.
nothing better than that. The picket fence. That's
But you know
great.
what I
Good one.
think? I think picket fence is so middle class America. That's a 9-8 schedule. That's a 9-8 record. Picket fence is a 9-8 record. Just goes to show. I've seen the movie. I know how it's going to go. 9-8 is where they sit. So, thanks for the tidbit, Teach. We needed that in our lives. The picket fence. You didn't mention Doomsday Defense. You didn't mention Orange Crush from Denver.
The Legion of Boom.
The
for
Legion
Seattle.
of Boom.
Four Horsemen.
The
Yeah.
fearsome foursome.
The
we didn't
Fearsome
mention
Foursome.
Greatest
The
show on
Cowgirls.
turf.
The Cowgirls. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That was me.
I don't even think did St. Louis have a team anymore? I don't remember. But listen,
Greatest show on turf, man. Greatest show
greatest
on turf.
show on turf. What a team. Unbelievable. I want to ask you guys now to follow up on the discussion we've had. We've went through some major points, how they ended last year, where I think they're going to be, where you guys think they're going to be. Give me what you believe to be the biggest story coming out of the AFC North. We'll start with you, Teach. What's your biggest story?
I think it's who takes the reins as best quarterback in this division. I think it's been for the last 2 years, no doubt. It's Joe Cool. It's Joe Burrow. Again, he's Podfather's second highest rated quarterback in the NFL. I think this is going to be Deshaun Watson showing everybody, hey, remember, I had little to nothing. I had Nuke Hopkins and nothing else in Houston and still did amazing stuff. If you look at a per game basis, he has the same playoff numbers as Joe Burrow. So I think who's going to be the best quarterback in the AFC North? That's my biggest storyline to watch.
Wow. And he left somebody off. Coach, I want to go to you. What's your biggest story in the AFC North?
So for me, the best player is Joe Burrow, but the biggest story to me is going to be Lamar Jackson. Huge contract, got OBJ, got Greg Roman out of there, got some things that you wanted to happen. You held out, you got paid, young man. You did your thing. Good for you. You know what's next? Because guess what? New level, new devil. Now
true.
You're not on that rookie contract that they can help you with defense and different things. Now you're getting paid the big bucks. You're in Patrick Mahomes era now. You're up there in money. Can you rise? I believe he can. Can you produce? They pay you like an MVP. You need to have MVP votes. There's no other way around it. They pay you like an MVP. You need to play like an MVP. And I think this year, I don't think he's going to be the MVP, but I think he reminds people who he is. He has a huge schedule against them. If they can finish above 10 wins, I think it definitely says he played very well this season.
Yeah, it's it wouldn't shock me if they finish under 500. If Lamar's not going anywhere, but Harbaugh might get fired.
I think it's definitely a Harbaugh year this year, right? And so in Baltimore, just to go off that, but both of you guys are right. A lot of storylines around the quarterbacks in the AFC North. I want to bring it full circle. The story I want to talk about, and I think is really relevant, is you see a coach in Mike Tomlin who may be pushing towards the backside of his career, okay? Maybe saying, well, I've been here so long. Do I need a change? Is it time to hang it up? What I want to see is, can Tomlin return Pittsburgh to Pittsburgh glory with these young kids? There was a place last year when he was giving a pep talk to the team. And, I think I don't know if you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And I can't remember it verbatim, but it was more like, the object is just to play the game right now. Like we're just going to have fun and play the game. And he was telling the guys on the team that because they're so young. You know what I mean? Like there's
expectations.
Yeah, it was the expectations. Yeah. And so, but I want to see, can Tomlin return Pittsburgh to glory? Because I think he's an amazing coach. I think Tomlin is probably maybe top 20 ever in the coaching tree. And that's saying a lot, right? 2025 when I think about it. So with that, I want to play a little game with you guys. Can we play a little 3 for 3? I mean, that's what we are, right? We're 3 for 3. So on this 3 for 3, we're going to do a would you rather. That would you rather, I'm going to say Mike Tomlin as a head coach. And then I'm going to name another head coach, but a present day head coach, not older coaches, present day, and say, would you rather have Tomlin as your coach or this other coach? And you guys get to answer it and just say who you think it is. And you can answer it at the same time, whatever you want to do. Just blurt it out. And we'll move on to the next one, okay? So a little 3 for 3. Would you rather? Current coaches edition. Are you ready? Mike Tomlin or Ron Rivera?
Tomlin.
Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin or Mike Vrabel?
Wait, who would you pick, Podfather?
I'm picking Tomlin.
3 for 3, baby.
Yes, 3 for 3. My bad. Mike Tomlin or Mike Vrabel?
Tomlin.
Tomlin.
I'm going Tomlin. 3 for 3. Mike Tomlin or Sean McDermott?
Both teammates at William and Mary. Give me Coach McD, baby.
That's crazy.
Doesn't trip people on sidelines.
No, I like him because he buys black Air Force Ones for his whole team. I'm still going with Tomlin.
Yeah, I'm going Tomlin also. 2 for 3. Tomlin or Mike McCarthy?
Tomlin all day.
This is the easiest one. Tomlin.
Tomlin. 3 for 3. Tomlin or Matt LaFleur?
Tomlin.
Tomlin.
I'm going Tomlin. 3 for 3. Tomlin or Nick Sirianni?
Sirianni has to show me more. Tomlin.
Love the name. Tomlin.
I'm going Tomlin. 3 for 3. Tomlin or Frank Reich?
Love Frank Reich, but Tomlin.
Again, love the name. Going Tomlin.
Yeah, I'm going Tomlin also. 3 for 3. Tomlin or Doug Peterson?
Give me Dougie McBuckets.
I trust Tomlin.
I'm going to go Mike Tomlin also. 2 for 3. Give me Tomlin or Kyle Shanahan?
I know he can't win the big one, but give me Kyle Shanahan right now.
Tomlin.
Give me Mike Tomlin. Yeah, 2 for 3. Tomlin or Sean McVay?
Sean McVay all day.
Tomlin.
I'm going Mike Tomlin also. 2 for 3. Look, teacher out there. Tomlin or Pete Carroll? This is when I thought it got interesting. Tomlin or Pete Carroll?
I don't think it's interesting at all. I think Pete Carroll has lucked his way into a lot of stuff. I'd take Tomlin here.
I didn't like Pete Carroll at USC. I still don't like him now. Tomlin.
I would take Pete Carroll, so we're 2 for 3 on that one. Tomlin or Sean Payton?
Sean Payton.
Tomlin.
Sean Payton, for sure. 2 for 3 on that one. Tomlin or John Harbaugh?
Can't stand John Harbaugh, so I'm going Tomlin.
Tomlin.
I'm going Tomlin also. 3 for 3. Tomlin or Andy Reid? This one's easy.
I mean, with offense, that's what I'm looking. I'm basing everything where offense is today. I think it's Andy Reid.
Tomlin.
It's definitely Andy Reid.
Real fast with that. The only reason why I say this, Tomlin's done. He still has winning records with a whole lot less. That's
Did he
all
have
I keep
less?
saying.
I mean,
Did
you're
he
not
have
wrong.
less?
I mean,
Yes.
I don't know
I
that he
don't-
had
I-
less.
Yes. He has
I don't
Kenny
know.
Pickett last year. Still got a win.
I'm
record.
going Andy Reid.
Yes,
That's my
us.
pick. I'm going Andy Reid. The last one I'm going to throw out there for you guys, Mike Tomlin or Bill Belichick? Today.
Greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick.
He's the greatest coach of all time. I'm going Mike Tomlin right now.
I'm going the GOAT of coaching, Bill Belichick. We're 2 for 3. Coach, you were super loyal to Tomlin. Appreciate you guys playing a little 3 for 3 with me today. I loved it. Hey, and that's it. That's our AFC North wrap up. That's the whole thing. So the Bengals win in the division, 11-6. The Browns at 8-9. The Ravens at 9-8, and the Steelers at 9-8. And we're picking Tomlin over a lot of people. Yeah.
Where are we going
episode
next
32. Next week we're going AFC South. AFC South next week.
That's
But it's a little easier.
Your third highest rated quarterback is in that division.
He is. But there is also some very young and teams that aren't expected to do much this year. And so it'll be a little different than what we've faced already. I mean, the AFC East, the West, the North. I mean, these divisions are competitive. The South is going to be a little different, but stay tuned. Tune in and watch. It's going to be
Juggernauts
great.
to
anyways.
juggernauts.
Yeah, juggernauts to not so much. So for the Podfather, Alex Gullett, man, Teach, Nelson, and Coach Frank Lafada. We are 3 for 3, and we appreciate you.